But first, severe storms pound West Alabama, leaving residents now picking up the pieces.
And we have complete coverage. And we start in Sumter County. That's where at least 4 homes were damaged and several people were injured. Marengo County also reported damage. We'll have much more on this in just a moment. But first, could we be under the gun for more severe weather tonight? Chief Meteorologist Richard Scott has been monitoring the situation all day and now has the very latest. Richard.
Yeah, Philip, good Wednesday evening to you. Been a busy morning in terms of severe weather across some of our southern counties. Good news is, hey, the severe weather threat is out here. Still some showers happening across the West Alabama counties, but the good news is any chance of severe weather's moved over the state of Georgia and the Carolinas. How about the rest of that forecast, though, in your weekend forecast? Cool down's on the way. Home team weather is coming up.
A driver on I-85 as the rocky weather pounded Auburn. You can see in this video the heavy rain, also the winds made it nearly impossible to drive. Then once it rolled through, chunks of debris littered this interstate. Alabama Power officials saying about 34,000 customers lost their service in Montgomery, Auburn, and Opelika. In those areas, crews are on the way from other parts of the state to help restore electricity.
And storm recovery continues across the city of Tuscaloosa.
It sure does. Slowly but surely, there are some signs of rebuilding in some of the hardest hit areas. WVUA News reporter Matt McCoy joins us now live from Tuscaloosa with more. Matt.
Thanks, Lynn and Phillip. Right now I'm standing where the mobile unit stood for the region's branch behind me, where they conducted all of their business in the months after the April 27th tornado. But now they're the first business on the busy intersection of 15th Street and McFarland Boulevard to rebuild out of the rubble. The branch is now completely renovated just 6 months after the tornado devastated the city. City leaders say region's opening is just another sign of progress businesses are making in the rebuilding efforts. This is one of the first signs of rebuilding in one of Tuscaloosa's hardest hit areas. But Region City President Dan Blankley says it may spring hope for nearby neighbors. Now, there is a ribbon cutting set for tomorrow morning with Tuscaloosa Mayor Walt Maddox and other guests to attend. Reporting live for Tuscaloosa, Matt McCoy, WVUA News. Lynn and Phillip, back to you.
Thanks a lot, Matt. And we have a special programming note to pass along to you tonight.
Be sure to join WVUA Alabama's home team next week for a special presentation dedicated to everyone touched by the April 27th storms. Our 1-hour-long documentary, Faces of the Storm, will air at 7 p.m. on Tuesday, November 22nd. This special presentation takes a look at the people impacted by the storm and their stories of loss, survival, and hope. Faces of the Storm will be brought to you commercial-free with special thanks to DCH and Nucor. Be sure to join us for Faces of the Storm next Tuesday, November 22nd, only on Alabama's home team station. Now, new at 6, a group of West Alabama nurses and physicians were honored today for their service. It was part of the Hospital Heroes program. 9 people were recognized today for their leadership and compassion as hospital employees. Some were honored because of their dedication to health care during the aftermath of the April 27th tornado. West Alabama Hospital Council President Luke Stanifer says it's important to pause and pay tribute to those who go beyond the call of duty.
They're often unsung heroes, and anytime you can get together to recognize people that do extraordinary work, it's always a blessing to have that opportunity.
It is just a wonderful day to receive such prestigious award, and but I don't take it personally as something that I personally did myself. I take it as a team, because at the VA we work as a team.
6 hospital employees and 3 physicians were honored during today's event, and up to 10 state hospital heroes will be selected to be honored at a banquet in Birmingham to be held in February.
The Alabama Crimson Tide football season has only one home game left, but Tuscaloosa is gearing up for another type of football at Bryant-Denny Stadium. WVUA's Lindsay Price tells us how the high school football Super 6 tournament will impact our community.
Hotels all across Tuscaloosa are taking phone calls and booking rooms.
I have availability. Would you like 2 queens or a king?
For the return of high school football Super 6 to Tuscaloosa.
We're making preparation now, getting them supplies and all our stuff ordered, make sure everything's ready to go.
President of Wilson Hospitality, Toby Wilson, is expecting a full house at both Hampton Inn locations and is reminding people to be nice to visitors.
Be nice to your tourists, because they come here, bring the money, and they leave it, and then they go home. So it's a great thing for Tuscaloosa, especially with all we've had going on the last 6 to 9 months.
Tuscaloosa Tourism and Sports Commission's Don Staley says Tuscaloosa is ready for another large event like this one.
From an economic standpoint, the estimates would be anywhere from $3 to $4 million for the event. It all depends on the teams, the right teams, the numbers, staying in the hotels, eating, and whatnot.
Staley says this is not only a big event for Tuscaloosa, but also for the athletes and coaches.
To see some of those kids in the eyes, they're as big as saucers, and seeing coaches tearing up, getting emotional, coming onto that field, it's a big deal.
Staley and Wilson say tourists are playing an important part in the road to recovery.
Quite frankly, we need people to come here to see what we're all about.
We want you to come to Tuscaloosa and visit us, and of course watch us rebuild.
In Tuscaloosa County, Lindsay Price, WVUA News.
The Super 6 games are set for December 1st and 2nd in Bryant-Denny Stadium. Those games start at 11 a.m., 3 p.m., and 7 p.m. both days.